Futures on the US stock indexes are trading mainly higher. The US dollar is sliding against major currencies, including the Canadian dollar. Yesterday, the US President Donald Trump refused to endorse the stimulus package worth $900 billion approved by Congress. Futures on the benchmark US stock indexes are trading mainly higher amid expectations of a weekly update on the US labor market and data on the housing market that will shed light on conditions in the top global economy. The Dow Jones edged up 0.16%, the Nasdaq gained 0.11%, but the S&P 500 slipped 0.21%. The U.S. Labor Department released data on initial unemployment claims for the week ended on December 19th. Experts projected a flat reading of 855,000 new first-time applications, like a revised figure last week. In fact, the number of jobless claims decreased to 803,000. Besides, investors will take notice of personal income and consumer spending in the United States. Such data is of major importance as consumer spending accounts for 2/3 of the US GDP. This metric fell 0.4% in November, worse than expected. This is the first contraction since the record slump in April when the coronavirus pandemic dealt a blow to the economy. Emerging market currencies have rebounded today following a decline earlier this week. The US dollar was losing steam against a basket of rival currencies in the European trade. The decline comes after a 3-day advance. The index had gained almost 1% for 3 straight trading days. This advance looks like a technical bounce triggered by a surge in demand for safe haven assets as traders voiced concerns over the prospects of the global recovery in light of the new mutant virus strain. The US dollar index is now hovering at around 90.50. Traders are also cautious as the fate of the long-awaited relief stimulus package is again an open question. Yesterday, US President Donald Trump refused to sign the bill worth $900 billion passed a day earlier. In the final weeks of his presidency, Donald Trump wants to raise an amount of a relief benefit to this solid $2,000 per person instead of the modest $600. Democrats are ready to discuss. The market gave a muted response to this news. At the same time, Donald Trump is still challenging the election outcome in the United States as the Electoral College approved Joe Biden to be the next US president. So Trump does not give up the idea to remain at the helm of the White House. The US dollar also slipped against its Canadian counterpart. The USD CAD is trading at about 1.2881. The market is closely monitoring the pandemic developments. Investors' optimism is dampened by fears of a soaring coronavirus rates and a new mutant strain of COVID-19. Nevertheless, they pin hopes on the efficient vaccine as mass vaccination is shown to boost the global economic recovery in 2021. That's all for today. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you tomorrow.